Functions are one of the most powerful features in JavaScript. They let us write reusable, organized code instead of repeating the same logic over and over. Think of a function like a machine. You give it inputs, it processes them, and it produces an output. A function is declared using a function keyword, followed by a name, parentheses, and then curly braces. Inside the curly braces, we write the code that we want to execute when the function is called. To run a function, we invoke it by writing its name followed by parentheses, just like this. Functions can take inputs called parameters, which allow them to work with different values. When we call the function and provide actual values for those parameters, those values are called arguments. Here, this function takes a name parameter and use it inside its body. And when we call it with John, John becomes the argument that gets passed in. We can also set default values for parameters in case none are provided. For example, I can go ahead and say name equal to guest. And if I execute this function now, you can see it says hello John because of this. But if I call it with no arguments and execute it again, then it's going to say hello guest using the default argument. As we mentioned, functions can process inputs and produce an output. Here's an example of doing exactly that. We have a sum function which has a and b parameters defined, and it is returning a sum of a and b. And we are using the return statement to do exactly that. So here's the call, let result variable equal to sum of 10 and 20. So it is going to be called with 10 and 20 arguments. It is going to add them and return 30, which would be returned as a variable, which can be copied over to result variable. And then we are going to log its output. So let's see if it works. And here it is, sum of 10 and 20 is 30 as expected. A little bit advanced syntax, but why not? We can have functions with multiple return values. So return value doesn't need to be a number or a string. It can also be an array. And if it returns an array, we can store its value in another array like person name, person age, person city in that order in which the things are being returned. And then we can log these to the console, one or all of them. So if I do this, it correctly stored John as person name and logged it to the output. In JavaScript, functions can also be stored in variables. This is called a function expression. And here you have an example where we have a multiply constant variable, which is actually a function taking x and y inputs, multiplying them and returning the result. And if we use that in a console log, just like a variable with arguments, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So if I do this, it multiplied 5 by 4 and logged 20. Arrow functions are a more modern and concise way of writing functions in JavaScript. They not only reduce syntax, but also behave differently when it comes to handling this, making them incredibly useful in many scenarios. And don't worry if you didn't get this part. This was for our viewers with programming background. For those viewers, just note that arrow functions handle this differently from regular functions, which we'll see in a later chapter. So arrow functions shine in cases like callbacks and functional programming, where concise syntax make code easier to read and maintain. For now, just note the difference between a regular function declaration and an arrow function. It is missing the function keyword and it is using the arrow part. The arrow function can also have curly braces for multi-line syntax. Right, you have had your fun, time to get dizzy. Next topic is higher order functions and callbacks. So in JavaScript, functions can be stored in variables, passed as arguments, and even returned from other functions. And this ability is called first class citizens. The name is not important. The ability itself is important though. So a function that takes another function as an argument is called a higher order function. So here in this code, operate is a higher order function whose third parameter is a function, a callback function, which it is going to call with the input arguments. So the example I have chosen is the operate. So this function is going to take a and b, which are number arguments, and it's going to operate using the callback function. So here I have defined two other functions, add and multiply, which we have seen before. They are self-explanatory. Add adds and returns the value, and multiply multiplies the value. The way to use it is we are using it in console log, and we are calling with operate 1020 followed by add. So we are passing the add function as an argument to the higher order function. What it's going to do, it is going to call add with a and b arguments, which are 10 and 20. So basically, it is going to add both of these. 10 and 20 would be 30, and then this add function is going to be returning 30 as its return value, which would be written out to the console using console log. The second call for multiply is going to do exactly the same thing. We are passing multiply to the higher order function, which is going to multiply a and b, return its value, and console log is going to log it. So let's see if it works as expected. And no, it failed. What happened? Identifier oh, we used multiply somewhere before. Let's call it multiply callback. Yes. And you can see it is returning 30 and 200. I again should have used the separator. Here it is. And this is a good time to tell you that the map function on array that we saw earlier was taking a callback function just like this one. So we were passing in an arrow function to the array.map, and it was calling them with array items one by one. Before we move on from this topic, here are some best practices for writing functions in JavaScript. Keep functions small. Each function should do one thing well. Use descriptive names. The names should be clear, meaningful, and clearly describing the function's purpose. Use default parameters instead of undefined checks. Use arrow functions wherever possible, and keep functions pure, which means always return the same output for the same input. With these principles in mind, you're now ready to write clean, reusable functions. Next, we'll dive into objects.